Today we will explore a profoundly wise piece of counsel. When God blesses you, keep your mouth shut. In a world where everyone seems eager to share every detail of their lives, let's discover the power of silence and discretion. Through Bible stories and practical reflections, we will learn how to protect and treasure our greatest blessings. Follow along to the end for additional insights that can transform the way you celebrate your personal victories. The relentless search for attention on social networks has shaped a scenario where online sharing becomes an almost instinctive reflex. Every day, thousands of users seek digital approval by exposing intimate moments of their lives. This visibility, although seductive, entails complex nuances. Privacy, an increasingly scarce commodity, is often sacrificed on the altar of popularity. Interestingly, this phenomenon is not exclusive to the virtual world. In everyday life, the behavior of flaunting achievements manifests itself in various spheres, from a new professional position to material acquisitions. Human behavior in relation to digital and real exhibitionism reveals an intriguing pattern. External validation as a form of personal affirmation. This desire to be seen and recognized fuels a willingness to expose personal details, often ignoring the inherent risks. The disclosure of achievements can inadvertently attract not only applause, but also envious looks and malicious intentions. The dangers of sharing one's achievements are varied, ranging from simple discomfort caused by the envy of others to direct threats to personal safety. The Bible, for example, offers wise counsel on discretion. The Holy Book encourages protecting blessings in secret, a practice that avoids attracting negative energies or harmful actions from others. This divine guidance underlines the importance of keeping certain information safeguarded, thus avoiding unnecessary exposures. The story of Herod and the Magi vividly illustrates the consequences of unwary sharing of information. When the Magi revealed to Herod the news of Jesus' birth without realizing it, they set off a series of tragic events. This biblical episode teaches us that even seemingly harmless information can lead to disastrous outcomes when shared with those who shouldn't know it. Therefore, wisdom and discernment should guide what we share and with whom. Caution in sharing personal achievements can be seen not as a sign of insecurity, but as a demonstration of intelligence and self-control. By choosing silence, we protect not only our privacy, but also our inner peace. This practice, rooted in reflection and prayer, encourages a more introspective look at our own motivations and the nature of the relationships we cultivate. The phenomenon of exhibitionism is not limited to social networks alone. It permeates real life with equal intensity. People often feel the need to demonstrate their achievements, whether it's through status updates, travel photos, or new acquisitions, all in search of recognition. This practice can be seen at social events, family gatherings, or even in corporate hallways, where personal and professional success is often celebrated with great fanfare. This behavior reflects a cultural shift where seeing and being seen has become more valued than being. However, this continued exposure can lead to loss of privacy, as each post offers a deeper glimpse into our personal lives. It is a sometimes unbalanced exchange between privacy and visibility, where discernment is necessary to maintain balance. The constant sharing of achievements can also trigger peer envy, a feeling that can erode friendships and professional relationships. This envy, often silent, is fed by what is perceived on networks and in the real environment, establishing a constant comparison between individuals. Discerning what, how, and with whom to share becomes essential to navigating this socially mined terrain. The Bible offers insights into how to handle such situations, advising moderation and reflection before revealing personal blessings. This teaching is reinforced by the story of Herod and the Magi, who inadvertently provoked a devastating backlash by sharing sensitive information without due care. The story serves as a reminder of the power of words and information. Therefore, rather than seeking constant applause, biblical wisdom and the practice of prayer suggest a more reserved and thoughtful approach. This stance not only protects against potential negative repercussions, but also fosters an environment of mutual respect. As Proverbs 11:2 reminds us, when pride comes, Then disaster comes, but with the humble is wisdom. The digital age has been a blessing for many, allowing global connections and access to information with just one click. However, the same vehicle that provides these connections can also be a source of vulnerability. When we share our achievements online, we inadvertently expose our lives to an unpredictable audience. This exhibition can invite not only applause, but also considerable risks. One of the most obvious risks is the loss of privacy. Seemingly innocent-looking details, such as the location of a new home or a new job, can provide bad actors with the tools they need to do harm. In addition, constant exposure can create psychological pressure to maintain an image of continued success, which is mentally exhausting and unsustainable. Another latent danger is the increased risk of digital crimes, such as fraud and identity theft. Sharing personal information may be the missing link for criminals to build complete profiles of their victims. With this information, they can manipulate, extort, or even steal someone's identity without that person realizing it until it's too late. Envy, as mentioned in the previous themes, can also have destructive effects. The Bible speaks clearly about the dangers of pride and envy. In James 3:16 we find, "For where envy and selfish ambition are, there is confusion and all manner of evil." This verse warns about how envy can transform environments and relationships, leading to conflict and misunderstanding. The biblical advice to keep some blessings secret is not only a spiritual teaching, but also a practical guide for modern life. By carefully selecting what we share, who listens to us, and what platform we speak on, we can mitigate many of the risks associated with digital and real exhibitionism. These considerations are not only safety practices, but also deep reflections on how we live and value what we have. Choosing to keep certain achievements private is not a sign of a lack of confidence or gratitude, but of wisdom and discernment. When reflecting on what and how we share, we are invited to value personal experience more than external validation. In the biblical narrative, we find numerous pieces of advice on the importance of discretion and silence. One of the most impactful comes from the book of Matthew, where it is advised, "When you pray, go into your room, and when you have shut the door, pray to your Father who is in secret." Matthew 6:6. This teaching reminds us of the valorization of the private over the public, of the intimate over exhibitionism. Wisdom in keeping certain blessings secret is a practice that transcends protection from envy and pride. It reflects a deeper understanding that not everything valuable should be shared with the world. This choice for discretion can, paradoxically, increase our appreciation for what we have, reinforcing the value of personal experience rather than external approval. Additionally, silence can be a powerful form of self-protection. By choosing not to disclose certain aspects of our lives, we are not only preserving our privacy, but also protecting our emotional and psychological space. This prudent behavior is essential in a world where information can be easily distorted and used against us. The practice of discretion is also a way to develop discernment. By deciding what to reveal and what to retain, we exercise our judgment and become more attentive to the intentions of others. This insight is crucial for navigating the complexities of human relationships, both in the digital and real environments. The recommendation to keep certain prayers and blessings secret is an invitation to reflect on what we truly value. It encourages us to seek a deeper connection with our beliefs and values, rather than seeking external validation. This approach not only strengthens our spiritual lives, but also teaches us to more deeply appreciate the blessings we have received. This biblical teaching is not only a guideline for religious behavior, but a valuable guideline for everyday life, teaching us to carefully ponder how, when, and with whom we share the most precious parts of our lives. The story of Herod and the Magi, contained in the Gospel of Matthew, serves as a powerful example of the consequences of inadvertently sharing information. When the Magi sought Herod to learn about the birth of the King of the Jews, they did not realize that their innocent information could lead to dire consequences. Herod, driven by fear and envy, interpreted the arrival of the new king as a threat to his power. This biblical account illustrates the importance of discerning not only what we share, but also with whom we share it. Matthew 2:12 warns us, "And when they were warned by divine revelation in a dream not to return to Herod, they departed for their own country by another way." This verse emphasizes the need for vigilance and caution in communicating information that may have serious implications. Herod's reaction to learning of Jesus' birth was to orchestrate the massacre of all the boys in Bethlehem under the age of 2, a drastic measure that demonstrates the lengths to which envy and fear can take a person. This tragic event underscores the danger of sharing information without considering the potential repercussions. In addition, the story of the Magi teaches us about the importance of divine guidance in sharing information. The intervention through a divine dream that guided the Magi to avoid Herod shows how prayer and attention to spiritual guidance can protect against hasty decisions and their consequences. Finally, this episode invites us to reflect on our own sharing practices. Like the Magi, we are often called upon to evaluate the information we have and to carefully consider the implications of disclosing certain details of our lives. History challenges us to seek insight and wisdom in our interactions, both in the real and digital worlds. This narrative not only enriches our understanding of Scripture, but also offers valuable lessons about privacy, discretion, and the care needed as we share our own stories. Silence, often underestimated, carries with it a depth of wisdom and prudence. At Ecclesiastes 3:7, we are reminded that there is a time to be silent and a time to speak. This biblical teaching guides us on the importance of knowing the right time to share or withhold information, a crucial skill in a world saturated with incessant communication. Choosing silence can be a powerful statement of self-control and discernment. By choosing not to disclose every detail of our achievements or personal moments, we protect not only our privacy, but also our emotional and spiritual integrity. This act of withholding is not a sign of weakness, but of inner strength and self-awareness. Additionally, silence helps cultivate more authentic and meaningful relationships. When we share selectively, our words tend to carry more weight and meaning. This creates an atmosphere of respect and consideration, where communication becomes a thoughtful exchange rather than a constant stream of trivialities. The wisdom of silence is also reflected in the ability to listen and observe. In a world that constantly encourages us to voice our opinions, learning to listen can provide valuable insights into the environment around us and the people we interact with. This behavior can reveal hidden intentions and motives, allowing for better navigation in the complexities of human relationships. Finally, the practice of silence is an invitation to introspection and reflection. By spending more time in contemplation and less in disclosure, we can achieve a deeper understanding of ourselves and the purpose of our lives. This process of introspection not only enriches our life experience, but also better prepares us to face the challenges of the world with balance and perspective. By valuing silence, we not only follow biblical counsel, but also adopt a practice that enriches our lives in multiple ways. It is a choice that reflects wisdom, insight, and a deeper understanding of the impact of our words and actions. Choosing who to share achievements and personal information with is just as important as deciding what to share. In Proverbs 12:23, we are counseled, "The prudent conceals knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaims folly." This Bible verse highlights the importance of being selective and discreet when revealing our victories and challenges. Sharing information with discernment not only protects against misunderstandings and envy, but also strengthens trusting relationships. By choosing to confide only in people who have demonstrated integrity and loyalty, we minimize the risk of negative exposure and maximize positive support. This selectivity is not about isolation, but about building a safe and supportive community around us. In addition, by sharing selectively, we give these confidences the weight they deserve, making each sharing a meaningful occasion. This not only values relationships, but also teaches us to value what we have more deeply, celebrating in a more intimate and protected way. This selection process also helps to cultivate deeper and more meaningful relationships, as sharing important aspects of life with a narrow circle allows for a level of vulnerability and support that is not possible in wider groups. This is an investment in the quality of our interactions rather than the quantity, resonating with the wisdom of keeping what is valuable safeguarded. In the end, consciously choosing with whom we share our achievements is a practice of self-knowledge and mutual respect. It reflects an emotional and social maturity that not only protects but also enriches our life experience. Envy is one of the most corrosive feelings in the social fabric, capable of disrupting relationships and promoting conflicts. Proverbs 14:30 teaches us that a quiet heart is the life of the flesh, but envy is the rottenness of the bones. This verse not only illustrates the inner damage that envy can cause, but it also underscores the importance of cultivating a peaceful and contented disposition. When we share our achievements, it's natural to crave recognition and celebration. However, that same exposure can inadvertently incite envy in others, leading to destructive comparisons and resentment. Envy can trigger a range of negative behaviors, from malicious gossip to acts of sabotage, both in the virtual and real environment. In addition, envy not only affects the person who is the target of it, but it also corrodes the person who feels it. It can consume our thoughts and energy, distancing us from our own goals and happiness. Therefore, it is vital to take a conscious and thoughtful approach to what we share and with whom, to minimize the spread of this toxic feeling. The Bible encourages us to focus on gratitude and generosity as antidotes to envy. By celebrating the achievements of others as if they were our own, we can turn envy into inspiration, fostering a more united and supportive community. This is a crucial step not only for individual well-being, but for the collective health of our communities. Therefore, as we consider sharing our blessings, we should also reflect on how they can impact others, choosing paths that foster admiration rather than envy, and that strengthen bonds rather than weaken them. Prayer and spiritual discernment are key to personal protection and wisdom in sharing decisions. James 1:5 encourages us, "If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives liberally to all and does not reproach, and it will be given to him." This verse underscores the importance of seeking divine guidance in all areas of life, especially those involving the disclosure of personal information. The practice of prayer allows us to reflect on our motivations and the consequences of our actions, offering a space to reconsider our choices in the light of divine wisdom. It also strengthens our spiritual connection, which helps us develop a sense of peace and purpose that transcends the need for external validation. Spiritual discernment, in turn, is an essential skill for identifying the intentions of others and understanding the right time to share or withhold information. This discernment guides us in selecting the people who are part of our inner circle and in choosing the content we decide to disseminate. In addition, prayer and spiritual discernment act as a shield against negative influences and hasty decisions. They allow us to realize when sharing can be harmful or when it can contribute positively to others. This practice is a demonstration of spiritual maturity and personal responsibility. Regularly incorporating prayer into our daily routine not only enriches our spiritual lives, but also empowers us to better cope with the complexities of the modern world while keeping our integrity and values in check. In the frenzy of social media, where every moment seems worth sharing, moderation becomes a crucial principle. Proverbs 10:19 reminds us, "In the multitude of words transgression does not lack, but he who restrains his lips is wise." This verse emphasizes the importance of pondering each word before making it public, suggesting that true wisdom lies in control and moderation. Reflecting on our own sharing practices is essential to understanding the motivations behind our actions. Do we seek approval, or are we genuinely sharing moments that add value? These reflections can help us develop a healthy balance between sharing and retaining, ensuring that our communications are meaningful and mindful. Moderation also protects us from potential negative repercussions that can arise from overexposing our personal lives. By choosing what to share carefully, we minimize risks such as envy and malice. In addition, Cultivating the habit of reflecting before posting can strengthen our emotional resilience, as we do not get carried away by the pressure of constantly participating in the cycle of online sharing. This topic also invites us to consider the impact of our words on others. Mindful and moderate communication can encourage others to adopt a similar stance, promoting a more respectful digital environment that is less saturated with trivial information. Finally, encouraging reflection and moderation is not just advice to protect our privacy, but an invitation to live more intentionally and authentically in line with our values and beliefs. This path leads us to a fuller and more meaningful existence, both in the digital and in the real environment. In a world where content is king, channel support is not only desirable, it's essential. Proverbs 3:27 counsels us, "Do not withhold good from the rightful one when it is in your power to do so." This verse underscores the importance of supporting those who provide us with value and knowledge by encouraging a culture of generosity and recognition. Asking viewers to interact with the channel through likes, subscriptions, and shares is not only a way to increase visibility, it is a way to ensure that enriching content continues to be produced and shared. Each interaction, no matter how small, contributes significantly to the growth and sustainability of the channel. In addition, encouraging donations or forms of financial support can be seen as an investment in the quality and continuity of the content offered. By supporting financially, viewers become an integral part of the creative process, enabling the production of more in-depth and higher quality content. This support also strengthens the community around the channel, creating a space for mutual exchange and growth. When viewers actively engage, they not only receive content, but also contribute to the formation of a network of support and inspiration. Therefore, making a call to action is more than an engagement strategy. It is an invitation for viewers to become co-creators and active contributors to enriching the online community. By supporting the channel, they are investing in a resource that will continue to offer valuable insights and practical guidance. The stories of the Bible are more than mere accounts of the past. They are rich sources of wisdom and guidance for our everyday lives. Romans 15:4 states that for whatever was written in the past was written to teach us, so that through perseverance and the encouragement of the Scriptures we might have hope. This verse highlights the perennial value of biblical narratives in providing us with vital lessons for meeting modern challenges. By exploring stories such as that of Herod and the Magi, or the teachings on discretion in blessings, the viewer is invited to reflect on how these lessons apply in their own context. Each biblical narrative offers a mirror to our own experiences, encouraging us to seek a path of greater wisdom and integrity. In addition, these stories help to strengthen our faith and our understanding of divine principles. They serve as reminders that we are not alone in our struggles. Others have experienced similar challenges and have found direction and comfort in God's words. Incorporating these stories into contemporary discussions also makes learning more engaging and accessible. By relating ancient truths to current issues such as privacy and the influence of social media, we make biblical teachings more relevant and applicable to modern life. Therefore, using Bible stories as a basis for teaching is not only educational, but also inspiring. They encourage us to live according to values that have stood the test of time, providing a moral compass in an often confusing and tumultuous world. Concluding with a prayer and a blessing not only closes the discussion on a high spiritual note, but also reinforces the importance of seeking divine guidance and protection in all aspects of life. In Numbers 6:24-26, we find one of the most powerful blessings. "The Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and grant you grace. May the Lord turn his face to you and give you peace." This blessing encapsulates the desire for protection, favor, and peace that we can seek through prayer. By integrating a final prayer, we are inviting viewers to join in a time of reflection and spiritual commitment. Prayer can be a powerful tool for strengthening the community of spectators, uniting them in common intentions and seeking the greater good. Additionally, ending with a blessing conveys hope and encouragement. It serves as a reminder that despite life's challenges and uncertainties, there is a source of strength and solace that we can access at any time. This blessing is not just a farewell, it's a submission, equipping viewers with the grace they need to navigate their own journeys. This closure also reaffirms the value of the lessons shared throughout the video, encouraging viewers to apply what they have learned in their lives. In doing so, they not only enrich their personal experiences, but also contribute to building a wiser and more compassionate community. Closing on a note of prayer and blessing, we are inviting everyone to reflect on how the lessons discussed can be incorporated daily, promoting a fuller and more spiritually enriched life. After all that we have discussed, it is clear that not all blessings need to be announced to the four winds. Wisdom lies in knowing when to speak up, and more importantly, when to silence. And you, have you ever stopped to reflect on the impact that your sharing can have on your life? Are you protecting your blessings or exposing them to risk? This is the time to apply that knowledge. How about starting by observing your next victories with more discretion, seeking discernment at every step? And don't forget, when you open yourself in prayer, you are also asking for wisdom to understand what should be kept secret. The Bible teaches us that silence is often a sign of wisdom and strength. If this content helped you reflect, be sure to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications to continue learning. We are here to grow together, and together we can share knowledge that truly transforms lives. May God bless your decisions and continue to guide your steps.